Oh. So, just for those of you that maybe haven't met Mia before, she's one of our German international official speakers and representatives of GL. So, she presents GL to the German community for a very long time, actually, well, from the beginning, because she was with us on our precursor program. And she gave a talk a few weeks ago that if you haven't seen, go look for it on YouTube. It's really worth the watch. And Mia is a first place award winning speaker, also a self empowerment mentor, a shaman, a star seed, a performing artist, and an author as well. So she is a lady of many talents. And for those of you that did see her and hear her, would definitely agree. So it's wonderful to have you back. And I love the bold title. It's definitely one to make you stop in your tracks. And yeah, like really, fear can just, like we like to say, off with its head, off with fear's head after tonight. So yeah, welcome. And I'm going to let you take the floor and leave you to it. So I'm going to spotlight you. There we go. Perfect.
Wow, 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 wow. What an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve again for our beautiful community, our international community. And it's, I just love it that worldwide from all over our beautiful planet, beautiful souls and humans are joining. And yeah, that I can be a contribution. And to do that, I have to face my fear as well. And be a courageous and transform into a courageous creature. Is it possible that I can share my screen with our community? Can I do that? It's like I've been preparing some slates. I would love to go through. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, okay.
I'm going to also just stop the chat for now. Mia, if you want me to open for questions or anything, you can just let me know and I'll open the chat if you need me to.
Yeah, I would say we do it after the presentation, and then I'm open also for questions and an exchange of yeah. Okay, so let's check. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, the title is Fuck Fear and How to Build Up Your Courage and Make Your Dreams Come True. Um, Fear is something that really, I must say, has how I'm noticing it and how I'm experiencing it, and maybe you too. Fear has increased. Of course, we have experienced all now the pandemic time. It's now over 2.5 years, and fear really has ruled our life and is kind of ruling still our life. So I think it is really very important to first raise an awareness, and then yeah, kind of analyze it, and from there what kind of different steps you can take, what kind of transformation is also important to become a courageous personality, and to develop your courage muscle. So um, yeah, so what is fear? Why do we have a fearful society? Whom is serving fear? And this is something we really also have to be aware of, because certain instruments are used or installed because they are useful for a certain purpose. So I love the Bible. It is one of the greatest books that humanity has to rely on. So here is a quote which I also love to share with you. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and sound judgment. God is greater than your fear. He loves you and wants progression and growth for you. So, what does that mean also? When there is this source many humans rely upon, which is called God in one language and Allah in the other, or Yahweh in another language. It is a very holy spiritual source that gives us power and that gives us also the strength to face fear and go through our fear. Um, when also in the Bible, there is the quote that we are God's children and he made us like him. So that means also that from our state, our true essence of state of being, means that we are beyond fear, that we are actually a source of love and that we are living in love. And when we are truly being that source of love, then fear is becoming absence. Fear is something that creates threat, that creates scarcity, that creates misunderstanding, that creates also war, and so on and so on. It is actually a negative, yeah. Well, it serves also, I'm just thinking about it, certainly fear is also something very important because it also uses to serve us. Um, but now just let us look neutral on it. The dictionary says fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the threat of danger, pain, or harm. Um, many of us, for many of us, it's different, and it's also very common for many of us. We do experience fear also worldwide. The biggest threat and the biggest fear that we all have, although it is something we do have to face, is the fear of death. From the moment we got born, the only thing that is really truly certain in our life is that we're going to die. So, why do we have this fear of death? And this fear of death has become really a huge monster, combined with a unseen virus that is so unseen that we only can see it in a microscope, but it fundamentally has changed our lives. So on one hand, fear is not always, as I said before, already a bad thing, because it is also protecting us to do something dangerous, or it can keep us safe. If we really truly have developed a true sense of fear, then really it can help us to identify danger ahead, like the animals, like when they sense hours before an earthquake, hours before a bush, when the bushes are burning, when the forest is burning, hours before, they do know that this is happening, and they already gather themselves together and then they run away. We humans are not really anymore able to have this kind of sensation because we got degenerized, or in a certain way conditioned in many matters, that we learned to negate our our true impulses or our intuition. And intuition is also something very precious that helps you also to train your courage muscle. Um, so back again to another look on what means fear. The cause of fear is of course bad experiences, it's losses, it's that what you experienced through in childhood, the pain in school, mobbing on work, mobbing or whatever, or over worrying. We have become a society also of over worrying. It's like also if we watch media, if we watch the news, it is really always broadcasting negativity. It's broadcasting what horrific and horrible things are happening worldwide. And we are losing the focus that at the same moment, beautiful things are occurring worldwide, every hour, every minute, every second, every day, every month, every year. So we are more and more really conditioned just to look at the negative aspects of life. It starts in our childhood, where we rarely get I say differently. In our childhood, we get trained to look on the things that don't work mainly. It is rarely that our mom or our dad say, wow, you did that great, or what. So nowadays, parents start to focus on the positive aspects of their children, which also goes to another scale, like the millennium kids who have been over motivated with helicopter parents. That's maybe the other range of the scale. So there has to be a balance, and we are also like, when you see like self-fulfilling prophecies. So when you are like in the habit of worrying, it is it doesn't rob tomorrow but your strength today. So when, for instance, like, you are approaching, you just joined, I bring it also back to our community, and also how to find your soulmates who go with you on the journey, or your heartful people. Many people also are more or less, are even more than less in the habit in focusing on, yeah, what is happening when we do not find those people, or what do they think. It's like we are used, even being in the present, we are predicting a future that is causing things not to happen. We are predicting a future where things work worse. We are used to predict a future that we right from the beginning already predict that it will not work out for us. So this is something which is also going into the range of self-sabotage, because it is something like we are also afraid of change. Becoming a member of Gift of Legacy is actually a beautiful change in your life. And still we are used in the habit that every change is something to be feared of, because it is something you do not know. It is strange, it is not familiar to you. So something that you do not know might implement something dangerous. It might implement that you are not in a safe situation because you are out of control. You do not know. And holding this moment of not knowing is something that we are not used to. So this is something which I totally advise you from the bottom of my heart. Embrace the not knowing, embrace it full heartedly, and just remain in the trust that the choice you made in this current moment to join Gift of Legacy is like the best action that could have happened to you since a long time. I'm speaking out of truth, out of my own experience, because I know that for myself. I just experienced that myself. So, and also as a performing artist, I know, I know that not knowing is actually to hold that, like when you start a theater production out of nothing, just from an idea, you do not know the outcome. You just know, okay, um, this date is the moment where we will start to rehearse, and this date is the moment when that is the opening night. What lies in between, we do not know. We just do not know. And to hold that entity of not knowing, that can, of course, that causes fear. um, and of course we are not used to deal with that, because we think we can control it and we want to control. So predicting the nearest future and the further future, that things will work out badly, is not the best thing to do. So when you reckon yourself and you think, oh shit, what Mia is now speaking about, that could be really a habit of me, or I know that my mom used to do that always, or my dad used to do that always, then you can reckon that also for yourself, that this is also a familiar habit. And as good children, because we love our parents, we love our father, we love our mom, we adjust to their habits and we take them over as our own habits. And these habits also have been the habits of our grandparents, and also our parents inherited it. They haven't been aware of it. And that's also the next thing, really. We have always to start to reckon in us, or to develop in us, a true awareness of how how do we that was last Monday, how do we speak about things, how do we speak our future when an opportunity comes to us? Do we take it as a great chance, or do we take it as something that endanger us? So there is also a fundamental shift that has to take place within us, that when we join Gift of Legacy and we then are going on our way, and we give the commitment, and therefore also I truly recommend you, um, the commitment really has to be a long-term commitment, at least for a year, and even more. Gift of Legacy, it is in the name, it is meant to be a legacy. So naming means also branding the future, means branding the present, means branding the past, means branding the future. So what is that? When you say yes to Gift of Legacy and unconditionally you gift your $100, and then you go on to find your two heartful souls, um, uh, it is a commitment that you make. And therefore, it also means to be courageous. So that is also something which you have to be aware of, because we live in a fearful society. As much as more humans are living a life in fear, as more they are controllable, and as more they tend to be as also to give up their own empowerment, because then they say like, oh, there is an upper someone upon us, like the government, like the church, like someone else. I give up my self-empowerment. I give up my control, because I'm in such a fear, and someone else will protect me, someone else give me the security, someone else will provide good for me, someone else will tell me what to do or not to do. And joining a beautiful community like Gift of Legacy is a self empowerment, because Gift of Legacy is a beautiful entity that gives you all the tools of abundance. Within that, you yourself are shaping it. You are shaping your own, out of your own co creation with us as a community, how you will journey through our boards of abundance. So, this is also to become a creator of life, a creator of yourself, a creator of abundance for yourself, for your field. And this is something that changes fundamentally your field, your way of being. And of course, that is something you don't know right now, how fundamentally it will change your life when you give in yourself wholeheartedly and take up the responsibility to be a co-creator within the entity, our beautiful entity, our beautiful community Gift of Legacy. So so that's why also I do recommend you, because when in my family, when I quote as an example, it totally was common that we had to be informed, so internationally. So we watched, starting with dinner, we watched German news, we watched BBC, we watched Arabic news, we really watched international news, and all over the world, really all this negativity swapped over into our living room where we had dinner. So, me knowing as a shaman and looking back on our family habits, I know that when in the sequency, like television, radio, these are frequencies, vibrations that bring to you a certain information while you are eating your dinner. This means that really, truly, you are swallowing all this information, this negativity that swaps over through TV into your living room, into your private life, and into your food, and into your food it comes into your body. So we truly embodied that, what came out of media. And then it is really also very important to be aware of who is behind that media, who is behind that news. When this kind of news is broadcasted, whom does it serves? Is that really taking place, what is happening there and what is broadcasted? Um, and also, me growing up as a multidimensional, multicultural human, already from there, from small on, I realized that when there was a news reported in a German television, in a European television, on BBC, on an American television, and or also an Arabic or in another language television, it is actually also broadcasted in a different point of view. So, which point of view is serving what? And as nothing is as it seems to be, also we for ourselves, you and me and everyone here present, and also in your daily life, um, we truly are in the self responsibility to reflect, whom does this message and the way how it is, does it serve? Why does it causes fear. And when I am living a fearful life, what does it makes with me? What does it do with my family? What does it do with my city, with my society in which I'm living in? And this huge fear of losing our health, of losing our lives because of a virus, has also brought us in deep, deep separation, in you against me, in I'm right and you are wrong, in also truly, and this is also something which starts in our childhood and which goes on in school, which goes on in work, which goes on also in university, that when you from yourself, like your natural instinct says you, and being also a child, there is something fundamentally wrong, but everyone in your circle is saying, no, 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 this is right, that's it's okay the way like it is, then you as a child become used to this kind of habits to negate your own instinct, the instinct that tells you from every cell in your body that something really fundamentally wrong is going on. But the majority, and like your parents and your family not knowing, also being conditioned in the way to adjust because everyone says this is right, you learn also to negate your instinct, to negate your feeling, to negate your heart, and to adjust because you want to be part of your tribe. So this is also something that you on the in your voyage um, through life, and also joining a great community like Gift of Legacy, you have to be aware of when you truly, from the bottom of your heart, feel, wow, this is right. This is so beautiful. We are redistributing wealth into the hand of many. We create win-win-win situation. We uplift humanity. We really get empowered and embodied to live our dreams, and we get the money to do that. And then like the rest of your old tribe is telling, what are you doing there, and are you crazy and you're nuts again, um, then it is something in that is something which you really have to be aware of, and to start to build up your muscle again, that your true intuition, which is like the true intuition is always popping up in you. It's like an inner voice in the first 3 seconds. It's like you really feel it. You really know, oh, it's right, and it feels good. And then in the next moment, it's like between 5 and 10 seconds, the ego mind, the conditioned mind, is popping in and is questioning, and you hear like the voices of your parents, the voice of society, and it's criticizing, and it's making it small again. In Buddhism, we call it the monkey mind, and this monkey mind is always talking on and is talking on. And this is something which you can also learn to master. You can learn also to say to that monkey mind, just shut up. Shut up, sit down in the corner. There you can brabble for yourself, but just shut up. I do the right thing. I do what my heart is telling me. I develop the muscle of my intuition, and I develop the muscle of my courage. And even if the majority of the old field in which I'm still in is telling me I might be wrong, I take the risk. I jump into the unknown, and I embrace it full-heartedly. Because from the bottom of my heart, I know that this is the right decision. And if I might be the one who do it, and I just remind myself of the little video which we shared already a few weeks ago of the loony heart who starts to dance alone and gets judged by the others who look at them, who look at him, and they think he's nuts, and then a second guy is joining him and it's getting a bit better, and then a third a woman is joining him, and then more and more are joining him, and then it's becoming a common movement. So this is really something that you can be aware of. um, you are courageous. You are a hero of your field, of your tribe, because you are the first who made such a brave decision. You are the first who uplifts your life and you uplift your field. And as more and at the current moment we are around about 400,000. I don't have the numbers right in mind of all members who joined already since January. And this is really amazing. It is like you are the light shining and shining bright into the darkness, because you are holding a great solution in the hands, a great tool in the hand, a tool of abundance. And that's why it is really very important to learn for yourself. Okay, I might be fearful at the current moment, and it's okay that I'm experience fear at the moment, because I don't know what will come next. And still, you do what you got to do. That's the point. Courageous people, heroes, are those who do what you got to do beside the fear you have. You learn to dim it down. We are conditioned, and also through news, through media, and also how we trained our brains from small on, and even in the bellies of our mom when we are fetus, when we are not yet born, we get the vibration of fear. Our mom is feeding us with her fear. So that's why our brain tends to focus on the negative experience. And now with your awareness of, okay, I might be at the moment fearful, or you also notice, oh my God, my heart is pumping, I'm sweating, and now I have to pick up a phone and call someone, and I don't know how to do it. And that is, of course, it's also causing fear, and also it's doing that with me too, and still I'm doing it. And I recommend you a great exercise also. You can practice in collecting your nose, like when you have an aim, like for instance to call every day 3 people, or you can have an aim to say, okay, as we are like used that a no is a threat to us, you can train yourself to embrace no's, and like make an exercise out of it, and say like, oh great, today I will collect 5 no's. And then in doing that and in experiencing that a no is not anymore a threat to you, because it comes like kind of common. And as more you are used to say like, oh well, I play, I'm used to no's, and they don't threaten me anymore, because they become like, oh okay. And for sure you will then, by calling others and keeping on, and that's also something which is courageous, to keep on going. It is not that you just run a short mile and then you give up because it doesn't work out. No, to be courageous means to keep on going and going and going. And that's the difference between, because heroes, if that's women or man. The difference is that a hero, if it's Wonder Woman or Superman or Batman, um, they keep on going. And that's something which you really have to face. And like when you collect these notes and you get used to them, it's like, and then within that, you certainly will meet people who will say yes. And then the yes and the joining to gift of legacy will become more and more. You will face more and more people. And then it's also something like, so it is important not to negate your fear. It is like, I mean, it's like when people are saying, don't think of a pink elephant. Of course you think of a pink elephant, and you try not to think of a pink elephant, and as more you try not to think of the pink elephant, you think of the pink elephant. So therefore it is yeah, you and that's also something which you can develop in your language. Here in Germany, we have a wording, which is aber, but in English. We have developed from school, starting in school, a discussion culture, which really isn't a discussion culture. It is more or less a winning culture. Who is the one who is the most wittiest in the discussion and negates the others and wins first? And it's always starting with you mentioned the first sentence, like, um, I don't know, it's always this but. I don't have a right example for the moment, but if you learn to say, like, at the moment I am still fearful and I don't know how to find those two people or even more. And my aim is to find even more than two people, because I know to share the information that gift of legacy exists and can create abundance for every single person, every beautiful soul on earth. And then you say, and at the moment I don't know how to find them. It is great, because you recognize and you adjust your current situation, you deal with your fear, and then instead of but, which says that's a no, to what is possible, you can say, you can change it into an and. So both reality exists at the moment, not knowing, being in fear, and still being in faith that you will truly find another person like you, who felt from the bottom of his or her heart that to join our beautiful community is the right choice. So that is the one. So to be strong and courageous is don't be terrified or afraid of them. So for the Lord your God is the one who will go with you. He will not leave you or abandon you. And this is something which I really truly love, this quote, because even though you might feel that you are very alone and that at the current moment there might be not an understanding for the way, for the path you're going, because you're going the path of abundance. And lots of people are conditioned to have lots of problem with money. You are the one who goes for herself, for himself, and has a great solution in the hand. And that's why you are not alone, because you are on God's path. God wishes, Spirit wishes us to live an abundant life. Abundance is nature. Nature is abundance. Poverty is a creation of a view to control humanity and hold it in fear. And the fear is the instrument that holds you in the grid. So, what you feed grows, and what you starve dies. So when you tell your gibbering monkey mind to shut up and you fear not to become a monster, but maybe a little bird which is sitting on your shoulder, and you know, okay, I know you're sitting there, and maybe it's sitting on the right shoulder because that's the fear which you inherited from your mother's sides, and then, or maybe it sits on no, sorry, on the right side. That's I'm having, I'm a left-handed person, and I'm having difficulties to sometimes to say the right side and the left side. On the right side, you inherit when the bird fear is sitting on the right side. It's that what you inherit from your parents. And when you even have two birds, I do have two birds, so these are telling me their fear lines, but I know that they're there and I do it anyway. And that's something which is called awareness. So, what is courage? How to build up your courage muscle? Know that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and sound judgment. Sound judgment is your intuition, is that what your heart, what your pure heart is guiding you. Everything that you do by heart, everything that you do by joy, by pure joy, by the pure joy, love of your heart, that's your spirit talking to you. That's God path. So know that God is greater than your fear. He loves you and wants progression and growth for you. And this is what you do want to have for you as well. So know that you are greater than your fear. That start to love yourself. Start to acknowledge yourself. Start to embrace, start to be ready also, besides giving, also to be ready to embrace. And and then you want progression, you want growth, you want more money in your life, and become that entity that is able also to hold more money in your life. What does that mean? To hold more money in your life, because as we have been conditioned, it is that money never was enough. Money was leaving our doors before it even came in. So becoming already and being, incorporating already a nature of abundance, even though you still are counting the cent and you still are counting the dollar or the rand or the euro every day to feed your family. You know that God is on your side and He will provide you. And with that shift in your mindset, in a really true trust in life, in yourself, and in your guidance, abundance is already there. And in any kind of situation. And so, therefore, it is cool to have this courage, the definition of courage. So, courage is a quality of mind, and the quality of spirit that enables you as a person to face new unknown situations, areas, stages of life, difficulties, danger, pain, etc., without fear, acting with bravery. So actually, it is more or less always the unknown, this and that's why already from before I tell you, embrace the unknown. And meditation is something that really helps you. It helps you also to go out into nature, to listen to quietness. We are so overwhelmed with noise, with news, with social media, with Facebook, with Instagram, with our mobile phones. We are when I'm moving through the subways in Berlin, everyone is sticking to his mobile phone, and everyone is busy, 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 busy. Bzz, 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 bzz. There's always noise, 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 noise. So in embracing the unknown, um, that's like from there the beauty rises. From there opportunity rises within you, out of you, you never ever even had the imagination of, because your imagination is only that wide how you have been conditioned, or that wide that you allow yourself. And holding the unknown and becoming a child again, this is also something which I developed during being a performing artist and staging new productions in beautiful locations like huge log halls of 2,000 square meters. And so it is cool also, it is so essential that you develop your and you heal your little child, your inner child, and you develop the again, and you rediscover, independent how old you are, you rediscover your childish being, and you play around, you do things which you love to do as a child, and you play again. And that's why it's so beautiful to have children around you, and to play with your children and or with your grandchildren. It is really develop within you your child being, and this child being will activate your fantasy, and your fantasy will allow you to go paths and finding there also your two soulmates, and even more, your new tribe, your whole tribe members, your soul members, your star seeds, those who vibrate with you in the same frequency, those who have the same vision and truly want to make an impact in this life and change the world for the better. And then you will find them. So this huge monster, actually, if you look at that picture, this child has no fear in front of that bull, and the bull is not threatening the girl. The bull is actually in communication with that girl, and they both are having transmission with each other, and they're discovering each other. So there lies the beauty that in looking on in a different perspective on the world and changing your perspectives, things can really become very, very beautiful. So here I do quote some great, 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 beautiful souls who had an impact on humanity. And I want to dive a bit deeper, and that we can look at that. So, how to develop courage, how to make it to your superpower. Um, One exercise that I also do recommend you is, for instance, if you have like a daily routine, how you brush your teeth. You brush it with your right hands. Start to brush it with your left hands. If you always, and really discover new things in your life, new habits, really adjust to yourself and to your life, new habits that are are not anymore part of your old routine. Becoming a member of Gift of Legacy means self empowerment, means new daily routines, means like coming to Motivational Monday, for instance, and be motivated, because instead of listening to a fucking fearful broadcasting news like CBS, you listen to Motivational Monday. And we have so beautiful mentors in our community who are part of that. Be inspired by leaders, be inspired by a great book. You know, this is something, read books, you know, start reading again. This is also something we have uh, de-learned. Sorry for my English. So I just read Eleanor Roosevelt. You gain strength, courage, and confidence through every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. So, um, in that aspect, whatever you have experienced, it is part of the path of your soul that it has chosen. And in every experience lies a great gift. It has made you to that beautiful soul and that beautiful human that you are right in this moment listening to me. And thank you that you took that time to empower yourself and be motivated. And thank you for the time also you're giving me. So embrace yourself, encourage yourself, be thankful for yourself, have the deepest gratitude for yourself that you made it and you made it great. And even if you think you're not worth it, know you are worth it. So the next quote, I love it too. I also truly love. So if you have the courage to begin, you have the courage to succeed. And that is how to begin. How to begin is to establish a new habit. A new habit is like, okay, um, every day I'll keep talking at least to one person about Gift of Legacy. If you didn't do it for the day, then do it at the weekend. At the weekend, you say, okay, I talked to 7 people, or let it be only 5 people. Like if you talk every day to one person, and you know you did plant a seed, and you know, think of the exercise to collect no's. Oh, today I want to collect 5 no's. Oh, this week I want to collect at least 10 no's. And then I'm sure I will have at least 1 or 2 or 3 yeses. So within a month, you have spoken to 30 people. I mean, really, from the bottom of my heart, don't you really think that you will be successful then? It is easy. And also in that, it is like in this self-fulfilling prophecy, how you speak yourself when you are in an old habit, to know that everything is difficult and not easy, and you remain in that habit to make it difficult and hard and long without any success, then it will become that. So how do you bespeak yourself? Like, and it is good, it is good also to ask yourself in questions, How can it be more easy for me? How can it be more playful for me? How can I be foolish and fooling around? And how can I embrace the no's? How can I find in the not knowing my my soulmates, my tribe that uplifts me and that I can uplift as well. So in uplifting ourselves together, uh, it's becoming more and more beautiful. So overcome the scariest moment, because the scariest moment is always before you start. And after that, things can only get better. That's a quote from Stephen King. And I love it truly. I truly, truly, truly love it. And this is also how I started my theater production. And Gift of Legacy is your theater production. It is your play. It is your creation. It is what you, in your self responsibility as a creation creatures, we are made like God. God is a creator. You are a creator as well. So what life do you create yourself? So in creating, you can create yourself a short target, a middle term target, and a long term target. Where do you want to be? At what moment? Where? And what does it need to get there? So you can break it down. You can make a really true calculation with what aim you want to reach at what point, which target. It is really also good to set goals, even in the not knowing. Set yourself a goal. I've been talking about also doing a vision board or writing out your journal. If you do a journal, like you like journaling your life, how it will be in 1 year, but you're journaling it in a way that it has happened already in the past. So this can be really, truly, truly, truly powerful because you are putting it already into motion. You are writing it, so you're connecting the left and the right hemisphere of your brains. You're bringing it into paper, so this is already matter, and then you forget it. Do it in a on a weekend instead of, I don't know, sleeping again longer because you are used on the weekends to sleep long. You get up maybe 3 hours earlier. New habit. Write a future journal in the past tense, and then really, where will you be? Where have you been in 1 year? Where have you been in 3 years? Where have you been in 5 years with Gift of Legacy? How has it impacted your life? How has it impacted the lives of others in your field? What beautiful things you could bring into life. So you can choose courage or you can choose comfort, but you cannot choose both. And this is something that is really, really very, very true. Being a courageous person means also to step out of your comfort zone. For instance, also me, now now I'm really deeply grateful. It took me courage. It took me courage also to ask, like, in the I really truly had the wish to do an international presentation. And it took me courage to ask for it. And I just said, okay, I offer myself. I don't know if that will happen or not. And out of the offering, out of the free, full-hearted offer to be of service to others, and if you go and speak of Gift of Legacy, you are of service to others, because with that information they have the chance to change their lives. And if they say no, fine. It's a seed. At least they got the information. They have all the right to say no. And you have the exercise to collect no's. And then for sure, more sooner than later, you will meet more and more people who say yes. Wow, what a great opportunity. How do I join? I want to join now, as soon as possible. Let's do it. So this I really wish you from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, so I love Nelson Mandela. He wrote a great book, and this is also what I truly experienced as a creative person. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man and woman, I also, yeah, the brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. There can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. So, so that's it for now. And yeah, thank you very much for your time. And if there is questions or
That was absolutely beautiful. I really, really loved that, Mia. Even more than the last one. Just gets better and better.
thank you.
And we've got Mia for part 2 next week, Monday as well. How exciting is that?
Cool. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time and for being this. Yeah, I mean, and being the gift for you. And I hope I could inspire you to become more and more a courageous person and train your courage muscles. It's and being also playful with it and really with heroes, even if it's Wonder Woman, Superwoman, or Batman, Superman, they are children as well. You know, children are courageous and they have this great fantasy and they play it out. So it's fun. It's fun also to be courageous. Yeah.
Definitely. My mom always says to me, rather ask, because if you don't ask, you don't know. And that really helped me with getting courageous, because I'd rather have asked than been too scared to and then never know. Like, oh, how many opportunities would I have missed by not practicing that? So the chats have been going absolutely crazy. And I'm not even talking about the Zoom chat. I'm talking about like the groups, the Gift of Legacy groups. People have been commenting and saying how inspired they are and how amazing that was. And now the Zoom chat's going crazy. Everybody's saying, well done, you're inspirational. Maybe we can have you on our Spanish call. That's George. Lana said, thank you for this incredible share, Mia. You've taught the importance of understanding the 5 agreements and the natural law in a powerful way. So really beautiful. Lovely, lovely stuff. Thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to part 2 next week.
Wow. Yes, we'll be talking about charisma, how to be as Mrs. Charisma 2022, how to become a charismatic personality and a magnet to others. That's also a tool you can learn. So I will tell you some exercises, experiences, and insights. I will share that with you, and yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, so thank you.
Looking forward to that, because obviously we would all love to be natural magnets, and we should be, because we are involved in something so beautiful and life-changing that we have to have that magnetic feel about us, because people want to know what's going on. They want to be a part of your world. Yeah, so beautiful. Look forward to that. Yeah. So have a beautiful evening, everybody. Tomorrow we have Tim presenting. So if you've got any new people, tomorrow is definitely the time to bring them, same time. And yeah, I'm just sending you so much love.
Hey, don't forget the cat out the bag on Wednesday in very exciting stuff happening on Wednesday. I mean, man, can't forget that.
That's why I've got you.
Oh, that's why you got me. Meow. Mia, thank you. What a beautiful, beautiful talk. I absolutely loved it. I was riveted. Absolutely beautiful. You're an inspiration to many, and you're absolutely amazing. Can't wait for next week, but we'll chat during the week. All right. Thank you, Mia.
Thank you, beautiful souls. Have a wonderful evening, sending waves of love and courage and fun. Bye. Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.